Hey, Adam, I'm going to go ahead and get ready or get us started if that's okay with you.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. I know that there's a lot of you I have not said hello to yet, but welcome. Great to see you all. It's been a while for many of you, so great to see your faces here.
And then anyone who is on my team, on the logical team, that I have not given recording powers to, please shoot me a ping in our campfire, and I may not get to it right this second, but I will here shortly. So welcome to what we're calling the Nationwide Process Server Networking Conference. Those of you who currently have recording powers, if you want to do that now, or at least do that right before we get to the first breakout room, that will be super helpful. I am recording the main session here, have to confirm that. So we're trying out something new today, as you can all see. Where you'll get a chance to interface with your industry colleagues. The room we're in holds about 300 people. We are not encroaching upon that yet. We're about 100 or so. And we hope that, once everyone joins us today, this will be one of the bigger live, in quotes, in-person events for process servers. So thank you all for joining us today. I'm going to hand it over to our CEO, Adam, here in a moment. So I can go ahead and build out the breakout rooms and get some of our company leaders and our industry leaders moved over to those rooms. So in the meantime, if you're not speaking, just try to keep yourselves on mute so there's no background noise, things of that nature. We move over to the next slide here. Feel free to use the chat. I don't know how much we'll be able to monitor the chat or answer any questions that are in the chat today. But feel free to interact with your fellow industry colleagues there. If you don't have your camera on, please turn on your camera so everyone can see your beautiful faces this morning. We are going to, after each breakout session, have a discussion. We're going to do our best to get a designated group leader into each breakout room. We certainly probably won't be able to do that with everyone that's in the meeting today. But if you don't have someone who raises their hand in the breakout room and says that they are the designated leader, someone in your group just say, hey, I'm happy to share and get things going here. But with that said, Adam, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about the agenda, and I'm going to get some folks recording powers here.
Great. Hi, everybody. Welcome. So first, I see a couple of notes coming in. Hi, Joya, welcome if this is your first time, and if somebody can maybe chat with Tori directly in terms of how to see the full screen. There are going to be limitations in terms of the numbers of actual videos you can see. There was one question about if this recording is going to be available after. Yes, it will be. Potentially tomorrow or the following day. We're going to try and piece it all together. But
it's probably going to be longer than that, Adam. There's
okay.
A lot of files to work with here.
That's true. Actually, we are going to try and piece it all together. So it will take longer, but yes, for the person that said they had to leave, it will be eventually available. But this is really about being here and being present. So Trent, thanks for that introduction. I said hi to some of you, although there's obviously a lot more of you that are here today. And before we get into today, we really just want to thank everyone for being here and all of those that have participated leading up to this. This is, our ongoing webinar series. We've done a number of these in the past, and really want to thank Steve Glenn for putting this together and the concept of this and bringing us in to help run with it and educate and network and interact with all of you and the industry as a whole. And so there's also been some great sessions. If you haven't seen them, you can go to Serve Now, and I can put that link in there in the chat about where you can go and see all these archives. But we had attorney Adam Williams talking about funding from the payroll protection program and the EIDL loans. We had Tori, who I heard her voice earlier, and Joseph Jones and Gail Kagan and Michelle Harris all talking about and sharing what they're doing for their business. There's been some magic that has happened because of these. And I know that some of you in Slack have reached out to the community and offered free service and support to your peers and your colleagues, and the generosity and consideration has been off the charts. And I know Tori shared a really beautiful story about how a server she sent some papers to heard her webinar and was so grateful for her taking the time to share what she's doing at her firm, and she sent back no charge for these serves. And it was just a beautiful exercise of the community really coming together and supporting one another. And we saw what Bosco Legal's doing in terms of making masks for healthcare workers and running errands for their clients and printing for them. We saw the large firms what they are doing in these times in terms of Firefly Legal and Keith McMaster, Ross Maller from PM Legal, Marty Kilmer from One Legal. We had Alex Martinez from First Legal, and if you didn't say that series, you should go and look at that one from a couple weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we had Bob Rush and Jared Dare from Bob Rush from Windy City and Jared from HSPS Legal 2 weeks ago, talking about their firms and how they're navigating. Just about a week and a half ago, I was speaking with Mary Beth Rice out of St. Louis, and really interesting to see how she's pivoted her business and what she's doing. She's actually picking up computers for her law firm clients and just calling up her clients and saying, what can I do to help? I know I've seen some of the emails. Gail, I saw the email that you sent to your clients, and Stephanie and Tori, and you guys are doing a great job of communicating. We've brought this together to help share, even go deeper on those thoughts. And this is a whole new spin where you guys are all going to be coming together and working with one another and networking. This would typically be in person. You would be either getting in your car or jumping on a plane, spending lots of money and time away from the office to do what we're going to be doing today. This would normally cost a lot of money to do this. It's coming to you today at no charge. And we get scared when we do things for free because people don't tend to take things as seriously when they're free. But no, these are, special times and unprecedented times. And we hope that even though you're not paying for this, that you are still paying attention, you are investing, you're giving it your all. This is for you. And we hope at the end of this, there will be a lot of value that comes from this. So, on top of that agenda that you saw, there is also, we've got a little treat. A lot of you have asked for questions about employment help. And so we have attorney Cindy Elkins. She runs the Elkins Employment Law Firm here in California. And she's going to come on for a few minutes at the end of this. And then she's also actually going to be in the AMA, the Ask Me Anything. If you have not signed up for Slack yet, if you go to, is it sopslack.com, Trent?
Yeah, and while I'm interrupting you, someone in the chat, according to Mindy, had a good idea that if you go on your window of your picture and you see the ... you can edit your display name, maybe put your city there so people have some context of where you're from. So keep it like Cliff Jacobs - Nevada, California as an example. If you want to share where you're located, just to make networking a little easier. But I think the answer to your question was yes, maybe. What was your question, Adam?
There's sopslack.com. It's
Yes.
right here on the slide in front of you. And so she's going to come on for a few minutes at the end of this, and then she's going to be in Slack after. If you have not signed up for Slack, you can go to sopslack.com. We'll get you added immediately. And this is new technology. So we are charting brand new territory, bringing together this many people in this format. It's not something that we've ever done before, and it's probably not something that you all have done before, but we're going to try and make this really beneficial and get you all together and networking. This is going to be recorded. And Trent, if you don't mind going to the next slide.
Yep.
So this is all going to be recorded today. And we've got a number of facilitators from our organization who you can see here from ServeNow and ServeManager. They're going to be in the rooms with you, helping to facilitate this conversation. We've also got a couple other folks that are going to be there to help you as well. And so, as we go through this, and we're going to jump right into our first breakout session, and this is where you're going to get to network with each other and with one another. But you may wonder, well, how do I pass a business card, or how do I get their information? So there's a couple things that you can do. So if there's somebody that you want to network with after this conference is over, you can do two things. One, you can send them a chat within within the Zoom meeting off to the right. And if you see the chat window over there, you can send it to everyone, or you can send it to a specific person. So this is why it's really important for everybody to go on their video, those three dots in the upper right-hand corner, put your full name in there, make sure your camera's on. If you have headphones, please mute it. It's really going to be beneficial for you to be in the networking if you have a camera on. And then the other thing that you can do is in Slack afterwards, we'd love for everybody to go over there afterwards and put your information, and make sure that you're set up. Be there for the AMA. But that's another great place that you can network with everyone there. So write down their name if there's somebody that you want to connect with. I see Cliff's in Nevada. I've got some papers I need to serve in Nevada today. It's great that he's here. Let me take down his information, or I have a question about what's happening in New Jersey or New York. Let me get, I just talked to somebody there. Let me get their information and connect with them after this conference is over. Trent, if you want to head to the next slide. And then here are some of the industry group leaders that are going to be in these sessions as well. Steve Glenn, Bob Rush, Tori Schaefer, Cliff Jacobs. There may be some others, and please, as Trent mentioned, jump in here. So here is the format that we're going to be going with. And that is, we're going to put you all into a breakout room. They are probably going to be in groups of 8 to 10 people. So again, please have your camera on. We're going to give you a question to discuss. You will each have about 90 seconds to answer the question. Sorry, to introduce yourself, your name, your business, and the areas where you serve. And then you will answer the question or share your thoughts on this topic. If you don't have one of the facilitators that we just mentioned, please somebody step up and elect yourself to take notes. And be the facilitator and be willing to jump in and share some of the topics when we bring you back to the meeting. If you have an issue in your breakout, hit the X button in your browser, and that will browse you out of the meeting. And then you click on Return to Main Session, and then we will be there and we can help answer your questions or get you in the right direction. Okay, so if everyone's ready. So here is the first question. We're going to send you into the breakout room. And the first question is, what are you doing to market your business? And let me see if Trent put that slide up. Yep, here it is. What are you doing to market your business right now? What other services have you been providing for your clients? If you're not open, what other ways have you found to generate revenue? Again, you'll each have 90 seconds, and we will share this question once in the group. And again, introduce yourself. If you want to network after, write down their name and send them a direct chat message. And then once again, what are you doing to market your business right now? What other services have you been providing for your clients? And if you're not open, what other ways have you found to generate revenue? We are sending you out to breakouts right now.
Did we go over the details here as far as how long we'll be in the breakout room?
Sorry, I did not say that. Thanks for jumping in. So you'll be in here for about 15 minutes. And then, as I mentioned, someone should take charge of the conversation. Unmute yourself as soon as you get in there. And then, as I mentioned, your name, your company, where you serve, areas you cover. And then you'll get a 60-second notice before you're bringing you back into the main room. And then, if you want to share something once we bring you back, just feel free to raise your hand and share. But we'll be calling on you. So here's the question. Have fun, and your first Zoom breakout process serving conference. Have fun, everyone.
I'm gonna move over everyone to the breakout rooms now. I think that there's a designated leader, one in each room. There's two. Then you guys thumb wrestle for who gets to talk. There are a couple people that have joined late. They will stay in the main room for a moment, and then I'll move you guys over to a breakout room. But opening all breakout rooms now.
Hi. Yeah. So as far as marketing, I've just been basically just still receiving some leads from Serve Now. I do a little bit of social media and just reaching out to my current clients and to just clients by phone, actually, just checking in to see if anyone needs anything. I've also been kind of following up on to see, I saw that there was kind of a breakdown in the sheriff over what was going on 3 months now, where some of the summons and complaints needed to be reinstated and had already been served. So it got a lot of cases out here in the greater Philadelphia area that will probably serve that are out of time. So
We've been just really trying to find new things that we can offer for others, maybe live scan or notary or different things like that, taking webinars online, and some of the things for licensings and permits for that stuff take a while. So we're just going through the process of being patient and doing those things, thinking that, hey, we need to evolve and do some new things moving forward. We've even somewhat wrote some articles and stuff like that, or co-authored some articles on different things. So that's where we're at. We're just trying to be patient and evolve into something new, see what the new things that we can offer our clients moving forward.
Mary Beth Rice here, St. Louis, Missouri. I own SRI Process. And as Adam said, we've tried to do anything and everything to keep our doors open. We are picking up computers from furloughed employees, whether they're with a law office or other companies, returning them to where they belong, picking up prescriptions. My trunk of my car looks like a gold mine because I have toilet paper, Lysol spray, Clorox wipes, etc. So if somebody calls and says they don't have, we deliver. We are also offering notaries strictly by appointment right now, but we are continuing to notarize. And next problem we're having is we are getting ready to reopen May 18th by the county, but we must have face masks. And we must provide them to everybody that comes to our office. So I am scouring, looking for face masks and gloves.
But we're a full investigations company, so we've been doing a lot of skip tracing as well, backgrounds. We do some trademark work, so we've been doing a lot of that stuff now. Also got social media up and running a little bit more now, and just posting daily, just not really trying to sell, just kind of trying to be more visible to everybody, and just doing a lot more networking.
I have been reaching out to some existing attorneys that I work with and helping them with some social media promotion. And what else was I working on? Oh, I did several background checks for some folks, attorneys, related to cases that they have coming up. And I've been on social media generally just as someone said, posting positive messages. I'm still here. Basically, I'm a one-man shop. I have a part-time person who helps, but I'm still here. If I can do anything for you, let me know. And I was surprised to get a few people that did reach out.
So for marketing, because we are so small, we don't do a lot of marketing because we're not looking to grow again like we had in the past, but we are staying in touch with the clients that we do have, and we're trying to put their mind at ease that, that when they're ready to go, we're ready to go. We are expecting a backlog and the floodgates to open at a certain time. So letting them know that we're just gearing up for adding more process servers. We weren't full-time anyway before, so we might be able to handle it, but since everything is so unknown right now as to what to expect, we're just letting them know that we're upgrading and updating our technology. We are just been kind of cleaning out our computers, our systems, some reorganization here and there. The extra services we're doing, right now we're just doing some e-filings for them, which are pretty minimal because they're actually under some federal moratorium where they can't file cases. But we also have been scheduling some foreclosure sales because we do in New Mexico, they're called special masters. And so that's also part of the business that we do, is we auction the foreclosure properties for sale. Mm-hmm. But that's also, again, on hold because of the moratorium. So yeah, basically just kind of hanging in there. I've been doing a lot of rethinking the business and how we're going to move forward to be within the COVID guidelines and state, federal, local, to be in compliance.
One thing that I'm doing is I'm relooking at my process for process serving from when the paper comes to the attorney. and gets to the end result of the back to the attorney with the affidavit. And I'm looking at improving my workflow scenarios so that they're a lot more smoother, and doing some retraining with my servers. We do a mixture of stuff from collections to family law, but she's been enhancing her things that she's doing with the family law attorneys and offering other services such as paralegal stuff that she's involved in, and kind of stepping into that area, doing requests for production of documents and interrogatories, which is more paralegal type of thing. So that's been able to keep a little bit of income coming, because people are home sometimes, unfortunately, with someone they don't want to be home with. So I do know the family law market is going to pick up. So we're trying to make sure we have those things in place and in play. But we did experience a dramatic shutdown in work. I'd probably say we're doing about 30% of what we're used to doing. But the slowdown has allowed for some family time and some other things. So we're benefiting with that. We're a small operation. My wife and I are president, vice president of the operations, but we have a number of servers. And of course, we share work with other people in the network when it's out of state.
But business has been definitely slow through the whole process. Process serving itself, I found a big problem with people not wanting to answer their doors or keeping the distance, not wanting to touch it, if you will, which in Arizona, we can do a drop serve. It's not a big problem at all. They don't have to touch it at all. But a lot of people running away or not wanting to answer their doors, and it's just making it a little bit more difficult.
Currently, the way I'm marketing is I'm basically rebuilding my site through Serve Manager, who is going to be taking over my marketing aspects and going to try to get more locations involved through my Google. Basically, I don't do much marketing other than just my website and having a small company host it, and I've just got a lot of word of mouth. I've been in the business for a while, so that's basically it. And I do have the PI now for the investigative. I've basically, during these times, I'm just trying to clean up my office and get ready for the oncoming, amount of work that we most likely will have. I've been lucky enough to have a few clients that have given me a lot of work during these times. This kind of keep me afloat. There's a couple of servers that that are not working as much, but they're hanging in there. And business seems to be coming back slowly, steadily, these past few weeks especially. Georgia's one of the first states that opened up, and it seems like everything's trying to get back to normal. What I'm doing as a server, and my servers are protecting ourselves, wearing masks, gloves, staying at, a good distance, respecting the sensitivity of the other, the person we're serving, regardless of the situation. And another thing is that luckily I've had a few investigative jobs to keep me through as well.
Let's see, for serving safely, we have adopted a safe serving policy. And there's a really good sample of that on the ABC website. They're a big company out of Washington, and they have posted on their website that they are gladly allowing anyone that wants to use their policy format to go ahead and adopt it. They've been very nice about that. Their policy is very good, and we used it to fit the size of our company, which is much smaller than ABC, but we used a lot of their suggestions. So we already have in our area very active health county departments. So we already have posters that have to be on our doors in the entrance to our office, inside of our office. In addition, we have the tape on the floor to keep the 6-foot spacing like in a grocery store. We have that in our office. We have the Lysol pop-ups. We have the hand sanitizer at every station. Everyone knows before they touch a piece of equipment, they need to clean it before and after. The same with our cars and our servers. They need to keep them masks. Of course, masks everywhere in California. If you're in your, outside your vehicle or inside of our office and outside of our office, we have to have a mask. For safe serving, we're doing the knock on the door, wearing gloves, back up 6 to 8 feet. Speak to the people from the door while you're standing a great distance. And then if you serve the papers, you leave them on the ground or someplace, step away another 6 or 8 feet, watch the person come out of their home or business, pick up the papers. And so you're witnessing that they are being served, and then they go back in their house and you go along your way. So we're always practicing the social distancing. So that's our in-office, out of office, And we have a written safety policy with all of the handouts that are required, and we have a lot in California.
Marketing at this point is kind of catch as catch can, I think. Being a sole proprietor, it's a little different than running a big company. As far as other services, right now I'm doing mobile notary work, which can be a little touchy. But besides that, I don't know. All I can do is sit back and wait, I think. It's kind of the way things are.
As far as marketing ourselves, we took this opportunity to take a look at our website. And, I always feel that a website is kind of like a vehicle. If you don't maintain it, you don't take care of it, it ends up running like crap and looking like crap. So I'm not saying our website looks like crap, but I think we can definitely improve it. So that's one of the things we are doing right now. We also are fortunate. We do a lot of record retrieval work out here in California, and insurance companies are up and running, max capacity, if you may. Although there are, auto accidents are down, claims are down, but there's enough work in the hopper that's keeping us busy. We also do a lot of backfile conversion work. So we're working with schools and different companies and industries to take their documents and digitize them and ultimately shred them. Our attorney service, there are some e-filings that are happening right now in California, although a lot of them seem to be going into a queue. And once the courts do decide to reopen, then they'll process those. And we've taken another step too, that we're trying to get out of the banking business. Clients expect the attorney service to be their bank, advance their filing fees, witness fees. We're taking a little different tact. We're starting to, for filings that we're holding that we're going to ultimately have to advance fees, we're billing them now, even before we've done the advance. So to try to get ahead of the curve a little bit and try to change the dynamics of our industry. And I think that's about all I have. I think, our big thing is we've been telling our customers, don't wait till the courts reopen to submit your documents. Get them to us now so we can prepare them, print them, prepare them, get them ready, review them, make sure they're signed, because I can just see it's just going to be utter chaos, when the courts do reopen. And it's going to be, I've seen the courts, backed up as far as 6 months on certain documents. And I think we're going to exceed that now. Our courts, seemed like everything was clicking in February. Courts were kind of getting caught up. And, our biggest worry was, the AB5 case out here in California, which is the independent contractors. And, we haven't talked about that in about 8 weeks. And I'm looking forward to talking about that again. And also looking forward to some traffic in the morning.
All right, so let's jump in. Any of the room? So we heard a number of interesting things in the session that I was in. In terms of reaching out to current clients. Mary Beth was in the one that I was in as well. She's doing something unique. She's got a trunk full of toilet paper, Lysol, and she's delivering that to her clients when her clients say that they need it. She's like a rolling CVS, basically, a mobile CVS, and picking up prescriptions and whatever her clients needs. Any of the room facilitators, want to jump in and join about some of the, some of the things that they heard? Like, Rick, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, we had some good suggestions. We had a good mix of people experienced and then some people who are pretty new. And I'll keep this brief. The experienced people, business is starting to come back, so they maybe haven't ventured out as much as the people who are new, who maybe don't have that base of clients. So as business starts to increase, I find that people who have been in business a long time, or it's maybe business as usual as their clients come back. And then some of the newer people are getting creative both in their marketing, and someone shared about some Facebook marketing and how even a meme really increased their presence. And I look forward to hearing more about that, and I'll share it in the Slack group. And then there was one other person who just talked about other things they could do, like notary and other services like that, obviously. And I know we're all looking at other ways to generate revenue from other revenue streams. So that was the other thing. Signing off on mortgages, the person that did notary also shared that. So there's obviously other ways we can do that. That's what we talked about.
Great. Great. Yeah. Lyndon in our group mentioned live scan as well, which is, take some time to be able to do that. And, not sure, how strong the need is right now, but, the fingerprinting and credentialing, there certainly is a need for that here in California because all of the lawyers have to do it. But, I'm sure there's probably some other services. Kylie, what about your group?
Yeah, so we had some really good suggestions. Robert in San Diego is using this downtime to update and get creative with his website, just making sure everything's current, which kind of rolls into our next part. Margot was saying this as well from Washington, that she's working on keeping her lines of communication open and making sure that everyone knows that she's still open and willing to work right now. She said that it's brought her business that she wouldn't have gotten otherwise. We also had some great work on adding different skill sets and marketing different skill sets. So I know Mark talked about notary, and then Robert also talked about record retrieval, just different things that they can do to, widen what they're offering and let people know that they're still working right now.
Great. Tori, what about your group?
We all introduced ourselves. We had one new guy. We all agreed that communication is the biggest thing. One of the things that we are doing, that we are offering to our clients, not many have used our service, but we are their professional virtual office. So if they have a motion and they need to, mail 10 copies, they send it to us and we print it and put it in the mail for them. And everybody seemed to have liked that idea.
Great. Mindy, how about your group? Anything, anything unique or something that we haven't heard?
Yeah, actually, one of the people in my groups talked about they were translating documents for their clients. We talked about the marketing portion that we've heard here. The website, getting that done. But another thing we talked a lot about is getting reviews. This is a really good time to get those reviews on Google. That really, it's always something that's extra time consuming to get. Another client already has set up for tomorrow night a networking 6-people process server group around her state where they're going to talk about passing off papers to each other. So getting that in place for when things start to ramp up again, I thought was a really great idea.
So local networking group, great. Anybody? So before we move on to the next topic, Steve, Bob, Cliff.
Adam, how about me? Yeah, a couple of great ideas. Okay, so one of our, Anthony DeMario, does a lot of direct marketing to his local area. He's in the greater DC area. And he also has a way to contact attorneys using the resource of the Bar Association. And that's a great resource for him. Another one of our folks builds a constant contact database that anytime she sources attorneys, she'll put them into her database so she can do mass marketing to an entire group of people that she customized. There was someone who, it was actually Billy Edwards, who uses Instagram as a way to source attorneys. And a bunch of people have been using LinkedIn and isolate attorneys and isolating their area to also build a great database. And Ryan from Salem, Oregon, he advertises the services that he provides as an investigator, as a private investigator, to separate himself from the people that don't have those extra services or abilities. And that's how it kind of gets a leg up. I know in California, I'd like to share that in Marin County, I joined the Marin County Bar Association as a non-member. They have that category and then have access to the entire database of all Marin County attorneys. So you may want to look into that in your area.
Yep, great. Great, thank you. Yeah, so all great suggestions. Where are your clients? Obviously, they are mostly attorneys. Where are they? How can you get in front of them? LinkedIn is a very powerful tool. If you have not set up a profile on LinkedIn yet, you need to. That is where businesses go to find out who they're potentially working with, and you can very specifically target by attorney, sometimes by practice area and location. It's a very, very powerful tool to be found and to find people. So definitely set up that LinkedIn profile. Good one, Cliff. All right, let's move on just for time perspective. If anyone has any really unique or novel ideas that we didn't discuss that are being very effective, feel free to throw those into the chat. But let's move into the next breakout session right now.